Hello, people. This is JD again. With what we're hearing about Trump and what we're hearing, he's complaining about a judge because he knows the judge is not going to give him fair, and he's trying to delay. Because once he gets elected president, he can't be prosecuted until his term as president is over. If he gets prosecuted before, then he's ineligible to be president. Same thing goes with Hillary Clinton with the FBI investigation about her stuff. So here we got two criminals running for president of the United States, and the American people are overjoyed. Well, I'm not, unfortunately, a criminal yet, but I'm running for president, and today we're going to talk a little bit about economics. Why, when our government says we're creating all these jobs, why, when our government says our economy is building, why, when all this positive work coming from the government, we don't see it? Well, you got to understand economics. Economics is not moving money around. Economic systems that move money around are a second-rate, weak economic system that does nothing but moves money around. Because it's not creating new wealth. All it's doing is transiting money from point A to point B to point C to point D. So, what am I talking about? Well, our upper echelon and our lower echelon is almost completely service orientated. Service orientated means they provide a service for somebody or something. Well, that somebody or something pays them for it, and that's how they make their money. Well, you might say, well, see, they didn't create anything. They just moved money from point A to point B. No, it's moving money around. But somebody has to create that wealth. Because unless that wealth is created, it does not exist. And if it does not exist, you can't move it around. And that is a strong economic society, one that creates what is called new wealth. Let me explain it to you this way. You might understand it a little better. This man's got this factory. And he buys from China 3 piles of cloth. Each pile of cloth has a certain value. He's got one pile that's red, one pile that's white, one pile that's blue. They have a value. Combined together, they have a net value. That's what they're worth. Not a penny more, not a penny less, but that's what they're worth. Now, right now, nothing's created. He's just got a pile of material that has a set worth. Well, he gets his workers together, they cut it up, they shape it and everything, sew it together, and now we have American flags. Yes, they manufacture American flags from this material. Well, those American flags are now worth more than those 3 piles of material. So those piles of material is worth X, but the American flags are worth X plus Y. Y is the creation of new wealth. It did not exist, but it is there now. Those flags are sold. That wealth is redistributed among the workers and the factory owners, and thus we have created new wealth. Now, when the factory goes and says, well, if we had a computer program to run that machine, and they go buy a computer program, they just moved some of that wealth they created from the factory to another company that does programming, and they get the program. No wealth was created there because that was a service. Wealth was moved. Thus, manufacturing seems to be the strongest indicator of creating new wealth. The stronger your manufacturing, the more new wealth you create, the stronger your economic system is. You have to create what is called new wealth to have a strong economic system. Let's take another example. Iron ore. A ton of iron ore is valued at X dollars. The individual in a factory smelts it down and creates engine blocks. Now those engine blocks are worth more. So now those engine blocks are worth the value of the iron ore, which was X dollars, plus the value of the new item created, Y, the blocks themselves, so that they created the wealth of Y. Again, something that was not there, new wealth. Well, they go further and put other parts into that engine block and make it into an engine. Now the engine is worth Y plus Z. So X was the original cost, the original expense, the original wealth of that metal. Y was when they made it an engine block. Z is when they made it a full engine. So now the item is worth X, Y, and Z. Y and Z is the new wealth. X was always there. So bottom line is, a strong economy must be creating new wealth. Not creating jobs that are service related. Creating jobs that are creating of new wealth. Service related jobs, upper end, top end, computer programming, computer this, computer that, tech. Facebook is a service job. Okay, Twitter's a service job. Those are all service jobs. They are providing services. And money is moved from me to Facebook. But the money is not being created. It's just moved around. Lower end service jobs are waitresses, waiters, cooks, people who work at hamburger joints, people who work at fast food places, people that work at stores, supermarket. Those are all service-related jobs. Again, money is moved around. There is no creation of new wealth. And unless in a society with an economic system that exists for creation of new wealth, it becomes weaker and weaker. Yes, we have an economic system that is based on service, but we have an economic system that is becoming weaker and weaker because of the loss of manufacturing. And of course, the most solid manufacturing is of large machines, large items, large ticketed, where small costs on initial, which is the item, raw material, maximum costs on finished product. That gives you a maximum of creation of new wealth. So, that is your economics. That's why our system, you all, with all the government saying, oh, we're creating these jobs and we're creating that jobs. And look at this. But the truth is, you look at your wallet and say, I don't see nothing. You look at when you go to the store, I don't see nothing. You look at when you look around in the newspaper for a job, I don't see nothing. That's because there is nothing. It's based on service and service alone. There is no manufacturing, and as long as there's no manufacturing, there's no creating of new wealth. If there's no creating of new wealth, you have a weak economic system. And it's growing weaker and weaker by the day. Now, I'm not an economist. I'm going to tell you that. I'm not an economist. But I do have an understanding of our economic system. And it doesn't matter whether you're a communist society, democratic society, or what. I can prove that to you because one of the strongest economic societies there is right now China. Yeah, you don't like to hear that. But they are creating a lot of new wealth. They are building a society, a strong economic society. While our leaders are selling us out from under the bridge in a boat without a paddle. And we're coming closer and closer to the waterfall. So, people, try to understand. Yes, they're creating a lot of new jobs, part-time jobs, some full-time jobs, but almost all of them are in service-related businesses, and service-related businesses just move money around. To have a strong economy, you must create new wealth. And if new wealth's not being created, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. You're just shuffling the board and creating nothing. Okay, well, that's enough about that. Now, what about me as a presidential candidate? What makes me qualified, Vice Trump or Hillary Clinton? You. I lived the life you lived. I lived the type of experience you lived. You're the one who's going to have to decide whether I'm qualified or not. I just will do one thing. You check me out, you'll see that I'm awfully qualified. I'm very well qualified. And I got less skeletons in my closet than either one of the two, even if you divide them by whatever. So, I'm sure I have some skeletons. They're going to be around somewhere. Everybody has something. And you all have a nice day. Remember, JD for President 2016. Or look at what your choices are. That's up to you. We want to fix our nation. We're going to have to do it together, you and I. I can't do it alone. If Trump thinks he can do it alone, he's a fool. And Hillary Clinton, well, we already know, so I don't need to say anything about that. Bottom line, people, we got to band together and we have to fix our nation. We have to fix our economic system. We have to fix our republic. We have to go back to the ways of the Constitution. We have a lot to do. But we can do it if we want to. That's the bottom line. A country isn't great because it's got the biggest gun. The country is great because the people are great. And that's what we need. Country isn't great because it carries the biggest bat, or it builds walls, or it kicks people out because they don't like the way they think, or breathe, or pray. Our nation, greatness comes from you, the people. And when you're not feeling great, our nation's not great. So let's get together and let's fix these problems. But we're going to have to get together. You're going to have to start looking up JD, seeing what JD's about, and then start realizing, hey, together we can do it. He's got a better understanding of everything that's going on around than Trump and Hillary put together. Thank you. You have a nice day. This is JD.